So, how we'll normally be handling this playthrough is every single in-game day will be its own video. But since this first series could be a bit tutorial heavy, I'll do you guys a favor and put the first 2 days together. So the Forest Hope is our next destination. If we go back here, we may see there's 2 stars there. One indicating what we got from that place, and another blank one. We don't want to go back there yet. Let's just say we don't have the tools needed to get that other ship part. Instead, let's launch into the Forest of Hope. Now, this is where I'm gonna take a few creative liberties, let's say, with the commentary. Since the way I play this game is very multitask based and concentration focused, I'll probably be swapping between live and post commentary as I feel is appropriate. I'll keep my microphone running in case I have a reaction while playing through the game, but expect it to be more post commentary based than live. So first thing I want to do is get the full squad out. With how few Pikmin I have and how limited my options are, there's not really any reason not to have them all out. And you may have noticed the first thing I did before even working on the wall is throw my Pikmin towards the grass. As we may see in a second, if I don't skip over because I'm in speedrun mode, that is no ordinary grass. As Pikmin pluck at the grass, occasionally the yellow nectar comes out of the ground, and that nectar will instantly turn a Pikmin from leaf into flower. Its final state, where it's at its most efficient. So what I was trying to do there is try to have the flower Pikmin exclusively work on plugging towards that grass, because if you notice, the little sucker sucked up the entire thing by itself. And in the meantime, I can get my leaf Pikmin to work on the fence. Gate. Or wall, whatever you want to call it, honestly. And now that the grass is completely plucked, I just want to charge all my Pikmin into the nectar at once to ideally get them all to suck up a single thing of nectar. What I'm trying to do here is I see there's a single patch of grass still left, so I'm trying to get to my flower Pikmin and have them throw it, I think. However, I'm not having the luck that I so much desire. As you can see! Oh wow, I actually hashtag reset that. I started up this postcom thinking that I clipped out my final attempt, but no, I actually had a third attempt where I reset because a leaf Pikmin sucked up all the nectar. Have I mentioned how obsessive I get out for this game yet? No, you know what? This is fine. This will give me a chance to explain myself a little bit better. That is why I throw only one Pikmin at the grass at a time, even though it would be a lot more efficient to have as many Pikmin plucking at grass as possible. Because sometimes while the Pikmin's plucking the grass, it'll decide, oh hey, this nectar's right in front of me, let me stop what I'm doing and suck this single thing of nectar all by myself. Like I think I just heard in the background. And I just got confirmation of in the background. Oh my fool! Stop with your firsts for madness, man! So, to summarize, the ideal game plan is to have one Pikmin on each set of grass, have them pluck it all up, then have your squad work on building on the fence while they're working on plucking out the grass and getting the nectar, then swarm all your Pikmin into the nectar to have them all flowerize at once. However, certain things prevent those things going as planned, like greedy, nectar-sucking Pikmin. Huzzah! Now, what I try to do here is a little bit of a mixture of just getting my numbers up as quickly as possible, while having something, anything working on that fence while I'm doing so. Again, feel free to intertwine the word fence with wall or gate, whatever you're picking. I'm just going to use the first of those 3 words that come to mind, so I'll probably be intertwining that a lot in this playthrough. In an ideal situation, I would have Pikmin working on the wall as I'm building up my numbers. That way, I'm multitasking, having some slowly work on one task, and ideally by the time I finish getting all these back to base, the wall will be done. If I could find the correct number of Pikmins to put on the wall while still getting everything back to base in the perfect formulated equation, then I'd be efficient. I'd be a speedrun pro strat man. But I feel like I underestimate my numbers a little. Also, I don't want to get too carried away with growing Pikmin because, for a reason you'll see up ahead, I want to make sure I have like under 60 reds out on the field or so I may actually have to pluck a few Pikmin and send them back into the onion, as inefficient as that would be, as how much more efficient it would be to leave them in the ground and let them grow. Trust me, I really need to make sure that I don't get too carried away with the reds. Now, I'm not sure what the heck I'm up to. I thought I was doing a strategy that I normally like to do, where I separate the flowers from the leaf by just running as fast as I can and then dismissing them. They usually stay about where they are in that particular case, so I can actually have the leaf Pikmin separated. And if I want just flower Pikmin, I could whistle to the flowers. If I just want leaf Pikmin, I could whistle to the leaf Pikmin. Apparently, my brain had other plans, though. Yeah, I guess just looking and scouting for any potential opportunities to multitask. I've kind of put myself in the corner where I'm running out of things to multitask, other things to do while that wall is being broken down. Yeah, we're over 60. Even though some of them are just starting to bud, I'm gonna throw some Pikmin into the onion. Trust me, I will be explaining very soon why that is. Now, in hindsight, I was specifically going after leaf Pikmin and leave the buds that I'm just having in the ground, so maybe they'll turn to flowers, hopefully. But it's been a while since I've recorded the footage, so I don't remember exactly what was going through my mind. Maybe I wanted to have whatever was most efficient with me if possible, even with just a few extra bud Pikmin. That could have been why I did that too, not just simple error. Anyways, yeah, that thing off in the distance that I'm ignoring to completely obliterate this billboard, that is why I don't want to have too many red Pikmins out in the field. Cause, slight spoiler alert, we're getting a new set of friends. And I want to grill those up too. Okay, first things first, before I even worry about that seed that went into the ground. I'm taking a red, throwing it up there, having to work on plucking that. Even though I can't swarm it like I can with the grass on the ground, I still think this would be the most efficient way to go about it. Have a red flower Pikmin, so nothing can screw up like, I don't know, greedy, thirsty Pikmin. I gotta keep my eye on those guys to make sure they don't take away the precious resources that we're gonna need for our new friend here and this awkward camera angle. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nevertheless. First glance suggests it has what in some circles could be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than others. I wonder what is different from the red Pikmin. I must observe it carefully. I must hold on. Alright. It is worth knowing that the game's just going over a new tactic when it comes to our Pikmin growing shenanigans. If I have two different colored Pikmins, and I hold down A to start throwing them, I can swap between them by pressing B. As far as I'm aware, this is in addition only in the Wii U, or I mean in the Wii version of this game. It's not prominently available in the other versions. Pikmin 2, I believe this is in the GameCube version, but that's about it to my knowledge. Even though I'll agree your thirsty Pikmin is probably going to ruin that because I can't swarm upwards. Now I kind of skipped over it because I was in speedrun mode. But these yellow Pikmin are our newest friends. As you may have noticed as I've thrown them around a bit, they actually go up higher than other Pikmin. And we'll be using them in the future to get up to certain places and overcome certain obstacles that the rest couldn't just because it's too high. And misclick. And that's why I intentionally left these pellets alone, as well as the enemies that have spawned nearby the onion, because that giant Volporb will bring in more Pikmin than pretty much all these pellets that I'm gathering around. Like, I am tempted to even take that guy way over there to base, even though it take quite a distance to actually do. Now, unfortunately, I don't quite have the luxury to leave these Pikmin in the ground and have them at least get a little bit closer to flower Pikmin. Really? Not a single piece of nectar from all of that? Ugh. Okay, you may notice I had a few reds there, but that's okay. How this game works is it's basically majority rolls. That thing takes 10 Pikmin to carry back. So if I have 6 yellow Pikmin and 4 red Pikmin on it, they'll still take it back to the yellow onion. I believe if it's 50-50 on the spot, like 5 yellows and 5 reds, it'll be randomized. So you do want to make sure you have more yellows than reds, but still something worthwhile. Oh, and if I don't skip over this, I can actually explain what the yellow Pikmins do. The yellow Pikmin seem to pick up some particular stones. Why did they grab them? This action seems instinctive to yellow Pikmin, but what are these glowing stones? Brightly glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps those tracks indicate there's some tremendous power locked inside of them. One way to find out. Alley-oop. The glowing rocks the yellow Pikmin picked up seem to be explosive stones. Perhaps they know these stones are used as powerful weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must take care when using them. But they should be able to blast open the stone walls that block the way. I must be vigilant. When I throw bomb rock carrying Pikmin and give them orders, they will toss their bomb rocks nearby stones or obstacles or enemies that will come to play later. Foreshadowing. The explosive power of these bomb rocks are tremendous, so I must keep my distance. More foreshadowing. And while I divide my units up between the yellows and the reds for the obstacles up ahead, and trust me, these yellows do not want to be in the way of what happens next. I suppose I first should explain my actions. This seems instant enough, just 2 little mini bulbs. But as you approach further, get closer to that stone wall that you're going to plan throwing a bomb rock to, bugs! And I'm not sure if we've seen it yet, but the purple ones you actually have to worry about. Purple ones will actually eat your Pikmin. And it can actually be really easy to lose a Pikmin to it. Thankfully, it's only really easy to lose a Pikmin. But it's still troublesome nevertheless, because pretty much as soon as they grab it, they are doomed. What's the other thing I want my reds for? The beige bugs, for lack of a better way to describe it, are harmless enough, so I'm just having my reds work on carrying that one ship part back to base, while I gather the rest of my yellows to take care of that wall up ahead. And time, yes time, that's the thing I skipped over, and I think we finally got a breach in commentary to go over that now. Day 1 is unique to itself. We will never have a day with unlimited time. Day 2 and onwards, we are on a time limit. It's essentially about, I forget the exact time, but 20 minutes or so per day. And that sun that's slowly moving from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, on the upper portion of said screen, is our indication of the time. That sun is past the halfway point, so we have less than half the day left. And you'll want to pay attention to that, because otherwise the end of the day can catch you off guard. And there are ways that can screw you over. For one, you need to have your Pikmin either by your side, at the onion, or at base in general, before the end of the day. If the Pikmin aren't with you or close enough to home, let's just say bad things will happen to them, so do not lose track of them. Whimsical radar. This important part can detect the location of the other missing parts. The radar will be added to my monitor, which I can press plus to view. Up or down zooms in and out. This will surely help me find the rest of my parts. I have now found 2 of 30 parts. If I can find 3 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. So, all that time leaving the Pikmin in the ground has paid off because we do have some flower Pikmin. I do believe if you leave them in the ground too long though, they can convert back to leaf, so it is worth plucking them when you have the opportunity to do so. But that's not the reason I came back. Oh no. The reason I came back is much more significant than that. You may be confused why I didn't come back after I got the bomb rocks to blow that wall that was blocking the other part. Truth be told, this is a shortcut, and with the bomb rocks I was able to grab along the way through this detour, I am right there. And better yet, when I bring back the ship part, they will take this shortcut. They will not go the long way around. You may be wondering, JackitK, aren't you gonna destroy that bulb orb that's inevitably gonna wake up when you bring the part over that way? Well, truth be told, I don't have enough bomb rocks after all to get that open. But I did want to get that shortcut, because that will save me a lot of time in the long run. Enough to justify not getting that ship part back here to the base today. Instead, why don't we take care of the elephant that's been sitting in the room? A part that we pretty much walked right by really early on in the day. I intentionally saved it for last, because I wanted to get the part that is further away so we had more time for the Pikmin to carry it back. Because honestly, the radar is a lot more important, and we would not have had the time to bring the radar back to base if we had this much time remaining. However, we do have enough time to get that part back to base, despite the fact that we only got maybe a couple more minutes before the day is over. When it gets around to this much time, it really pays to have the radar, so you can observe your surroundings, see where the parts are, see where your Pikmin are, and make judgments based on that. The map in general is really useful, and becomes especially useful once you get the radar back. So I mostly recommend going all your way to making that the first part you get back to your base, because it'll make multitasking a lot easier in the future. And now that we pretty much did everything we can with the resources we have available, I think it's time to bring that back to base. All the bomb rocks were reset, so we'll be able to reuse all the bomb rocks we used today, but the walls that we blew up, and the fences we destroyed with said bomb rocks, will remain that way. So we're gonna have a lot of bomb rocks to play around with tomorrow. So while our guys bring that last ship part back to base, and what are you doing up? Okay, that was a little bit random. Oh, by the way, that said dialogue that just came up, letting you know pretty much what I told you already, minus one detail I forgot. Essentially, anything you have planned on the ground will be perfectly fine, so if you have to, you won't lose Pikmin if you can't pluck them out of the ground. However, it is possible for them to reset from flower to leaf, so there certainly is reason to get them out of the ground if you have the time to. Plus, spoiler alert, starting from tomorrow onwards, the yellow onion will join us back at base, so any Pikmin left in the ground over there will be fine, but be incredibly inconvenient to get to. Cause, as I should have mentioned before, you can only have 100 Pikmin out in the field. You may have noticed, our numbers went up, even though they stayed at 100. Any Pikmin that go above the 100 cap will just be instantly stored in the onion base. So, especially if you don't mind them all being leaves, it can actually be more efficient to have a full squad out in the field than just have anything you bring back to base get stored instantly into the onion, so you don't have to waste time plucking them out of the ground. Yeah, I had a feeling I wouldn't be able to take down that wall before the day ended, but I had Pikmin carrying stuff back to base. I wanted to make use of the remaining time I had left to some degree. I think the damage I did to it will carry over to tomorrow, which will make the following day even more convenient. Anyways, Team Rocket's blasting off again! again. And haha, you fools, no supper for you. 2 days since impact, it appears many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. I can use the radar that I got today to hopefully find the parts. It can be dangerous for me if I do take enough damage from my suit. So whenever I get too hurt, I should go back to my ship and press A to restore my health. That is basically what is summarized. Apologies again. I didn't mean to skip through so much dialogue, but since I was doing this for a post and not live, it's very easy to get stuck in the speedrunning habit, especially when you're doing multiple takes. It can be a little bit tedious to slow down through the dialogue, especially if you don't know if you're even gonna bother to keep the final recording. Anyways, that'll do for this edition of Pikmin. We are in day 3, and we got 3 parts. So far so good, but I get the feeling I got some strategies up in the way that will blow a normal playthrough out of the water. I was hoping to get 3 parts in this particular day. However, I didn't quite have enough bomb rocks to make that possible. I think the shortcut that I opened up though will more than pay off for that minor setback. Prepare to be impressed as we go into the following day. Unless you're already a hardcore Pikmin player like me, then, and only then, you may possibly be underwhelmed. We'll see though. So we will continue to find our missing parts in the Garden of Hope. Until then though, take care.